Origins is a look into the thought process behind traditional recipes and the origin of our cuisine. Hey guys, this is FC Boy and today we are gonna find out more on regional cuisine with the Ellu curry by the Cochin Royal Family, a peek into the royal palate of the kings. The royal family moved based to Tripunithura in Kochi by the mid-18th century from Thrissur. We have a very large area called Perumpadappu Swaroopam, the old name of Kochi. The kingdom of Cochin extended from Ponnani in the north to Alleppey in the south with Tripunithura as its capital. Our cuisine is a host to many changes from our maritime confluences. However, principles of Ayurveda were the backbone of developing traditional recipes. Ellu curry by the Cochin Royal Family is what I'm gonna pick to analyze our food culture before the advent of colonialism. The visitors brought in chilies, potatoes, tomatoes and tapioca, our staples right now, but we wouldn't be cooking with any of these today. I am using a locally sourced fresh elephant foot yam. The Ellu curry can be made with any vegetable, but I am choosing yam as it was always preferred during monsoons over green leafy vegetables. The Rajas followed a Sattvic diet in the palaces and therefore never had Rajasic foods like onion and garlic, which would induce heat and aggression. Sattvic diet can be called the oldest form of farm to table in Ayurveda. The produce has to be fresh and locally sourced, and it brings balance to the body and mind. If you take a look at the ingredients that go into the Ellu curry, we could harmoniously construct all the 6 tastes as defined in Ayurveda. Every ingredient adds value to the recipe and imparts its own flavors, completing the dish on its own or together in the mix. The palaces always had a temple inside, and the first offering from the royal kitchen was always to the gods or the goddesses. Sattvic foods are known to radiate positivity and are healing foods, thereby making it ideally suited to be offered to divinity. Ayurveda is the base of most of our regional cuisines, and Ellu curry is one such dish that incorporates every taste defined, with every ingredient doing more than just adding to the flavors. Like the turmeric used here, which goes in first to ward off all the toxins from the tuber. You can choose to slow cook this the traditional way or use a pressure cooker, as the yam takes a lot of time to cook. Once the yam is nice and soft, we add in more taste to this dish with the sourness from the tamarind to begin with. A dry roast masala is then added to impart a velvety texture, in addition to the astringent from the urud dal and the pungency from the chilies that goes into the mix. In Ayurveda, the first taste to hit you should always be the sweet. That is why the next ingredient is very significant to this preparation: the jaggery. In a Sadhya too, if you have noticed, the sweet elements are always placed first on the banana leaf before everything else. Tempering is another method to balance out the sweetness of the dish, as it adds more astringent, pungent and bitter tasting elements to the dish. Now once it's set, turn off the stove and the main ingredient will come in. And that lends its own magic to this dish. That spike and nuttiness from the sesame seeds just lifts the flavor to extremely satisfying levels. At this point, when the rest of the world would look for umami, which is non-defined, we would check on erivum puliyum. After all, we have 2 additional defined tastes in Ayurveda. What are they? Astringent and pungent. The Ellu curry was meant to be a side dish for the Sadhya. It is always a good idea to eat it with red rice like we do in Kerala, and of course with our hands. Because only then can we say Bhale Besh. Until next time, this is FC Boy signing off. See you again with a new lost recipe.